Howdy, folks. What's going on? This is the Outlaw Hatfield back at you one more time. How's everybody doing out there? Let's see here. Who we got over on the YouTube side? We got one waiting, one watching. Going to be a slow start tonight, it looks like. Matt's still going on live and hard, so hopefully things will pick up after he is done. I got a couple announcements to make this week, guys. I've been going over some things in my mind and thinking about things. Hey, Foos, what's up, buddy? Foos, you want a link? I have really been thinking about a lot of things that's been going on. Yeah, I guess that you shoot you one over the gun channels with G-Webs. So I'm going to make a little announcement later on that's going to maybe affect the channel, maybe not. We'll see. But I want to wait till he's here to do that. So I've sent him a link, so hopefully he'll be here in a little while. Who else we got out there? Gun loving Grandpa, how you doing, buddy? We got 4 watching now, so we're moving up in the world rather quickly, apparently. But anyway, I am tired, folks. I have had a long week. The overtime's looking good, but man, it's kicking my butt. I ain't complaining though. It's about to put 2 new guns in my hands, so we'll see how that works out though. But I'm planning on picking up a Walther next week, PPQ, and 45 ACP for anybody that cares. And next month, hopefully, I'll be buying my Chris Vector. Maybe the month after, depending on when I get my taxes back. That's the plan. And most of you that's followed the channel for any length of time knows that there's 2 guns out there right now that I really want. The Chris Vector and the CZ805 Bren. Well, yesterday I got lucky enough to actually get my hands on one of the Brens. And I fell in love with that rifle. It is an amazing weapon. Now they've got the Bren 2 that unfortunately at the moment can't get into the country. So I'm hoping somebody will resolve that issue and we'll start getting Bren 2s in here, or 805 Bren 2s, and I'll end up with one of those as well.
Never fear, I am here.
Well, I wasn't too concerned. I figured you'd be here eventually. Yeah. How you doing, buddy?
Not much. How are you doing?
Wore out, brother. I'm tired. Yeah. I've had a rough week. Today was a rough day.
That's not good.
Comes with the territory. But you know what? It's a good kind of tired. I love the job. I really do. So I ain't complaining.
That's good. That's good.
You know, I am doing the job that I have wanted to do for 20-some years. So I am not going to complain.
So I know you're at PSA, but what do you sell guns there, or what do you do there?
That's exactly what I do.
Cool.
Sell guns, stock shelves, clean toilets, just whatever.
Good. Cool.
I love it. I love it. Cleaning toilets is kind of shitty, but pun intended, by the way.
I was about to say that.
Yep. Yep. But
Yeah, I
well,
right, about 10, 15 minutes ago, I realized I hadn't eaten anything today. So,
oh well, I am eating at the moment, and what I'm eating is
me
beef
too.
stroganoff. So
Me too.
really,
Yeah, but mine is it's like not the Murray, but the long-term storage shit. I
yeah,
bought it
I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you this question.
I bought it like 6 years ago, and it's all right.
Would it happen to be made by the Wise Company?
Um, I think so. Let me go look.
Because what I'm eating now is storage food made by the Wise Company.
Yes,
Wow,
noodles and beef stroganoff.
that's
Wait, no,
exactly
sorry,
what I'm eating.
noodles and beef and savory mushroom sauce.
Mm-hmm.
That is too damn funny.
That is weird, dude. That is
It,
just weird.
it was meant to be.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh man.
Just add hot water, and that's exactly what I'm eating.
So do you like what I usually do is I just take and put it through the coffee pot.
Oh yeah, I never thought
It's
about that.
it's not hot enough, but it's hot enough,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's definitely more soupy than together, but it's decent.
I normally just put a cup of water in, or a big cup of water. Help me, microwave
Mm-hmm.
it, nuke it for 2-3 minutes, get the water, hot, and pour
Boiling.
stuff in the cup. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
quick, easy, and good. It's actually good stuff.
Oh yeah,
Anybody
it
that,
is. So
anybody that's interested in trying some of this storage food stuff, and basically it's just freeze dried food.
mhm.
But get the Wise Company stuff because it's really good. Um, and not only that is what I got two big buckets full of stuff with different types of meals in it,
Yeah. So,
and
so what I got is I got the big buckets like yours, but I didn't want to crack them open. So whenever I got that, I also got like 2 or 3 of each one,
yeah.
a variety pack to see if I want to like it.
Well, I'm thinking tomorrow I'm going to try their. They have this like vegetable tomato soup in this one. Tomorrow I'm thinking about trying that one.
I don't think I got that because I don't like tomato soup at all. So
Oh, I love tomato soup. I could eat tomato soup till it run out my ears.
no, not me.
But then again, I like tomatoes. So.
I don't. But now
Well, you're
tomorrow,
fucking weird. Come on, dude. You're just weird.
I just never liked tomatoes.
How can you not like a tomato? What did a tomato ever do to you?
Um, um, it took sunlight away from me. That's what it
Oh, okay.
did.
Okay. Would I'd like to hear that explanation, but I'm afraid that it's going to take us down a rabbit hole that
I,
we will never recover from tonight.
I could have been laying in a garden, and that tomato took the sunlight away.
Ah. Or have you taken your meds today?
No.
Oh, that explains it. Okay. He's okay, folks. We just got to get somebody to his house to administer his daily dose of reality.
Yeah. No, I was off. Excuse me. I was off all day today, so
Well, I'm finally getting a day off tomorrow.
good.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm going to be working from home, so I'll be working 30 feet from where I'm at right now, and waiting on a FedEx shipment. So,
Ammo?
Primers.
Oh,
I got
really?
20,000. I got 20,000 hitting the door.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh. So, how's that going with you, man? I mean, I haven't
Well,
really talked to you a whole lot in the last, well, since I started my job.
yeah. So last year I sold just shy of 600 rounds. Just people I or $600 to people I know around here. Um, had to pay six. I just wrote a check today for $63 for brass tacks. Um, and then
Literally brass tacks, huh?
yeah, for loaded ammunition, it's 11% goes to the federal government.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Wow, that's ridiculous, dude.
Yep. For every $100 of sales, $11 go to the federal government.
Hmm.
And then you get sales tax added on top of it. Isn't that a crock? Isn't that
Yeah.
doubled? And thing is it's the brass tax. So if I pick up brass that has already been shot, which has already had the 11% tax on it, and I load it up and sell it, I have to pay tax on it again.
What kind of stupid shit is that?
A lot of stupid shit.
Yeah, it sounds like you need to figure out a way to get some write offs somewhere along
Oh, I am. Oh, I mean, so the thing is this: if let's say you ship 1,000 pieces of brass to me right now,
the line.
I could reload that 1,000 pieces of brass and send it back to you, and there's no brass tax
Okay.
because
Okay.
it's still yours.
Now,
I'm just reusing your property.
that's interesting.
Yeah. So that is why these companies, these reloaders, have that brass buyback program. But as the rule states, it has to be the exact brass. It can't be a 1-for-1. It has to be the exact brass.
Oh, so basically, if they send you a specific number, they have to get the exact same number of the exact same brass back.
No, it has to, as the law reads, it has to be the exact brass.
Wow.
So you send me, as the way the law reads, you send me 1,000. I clean that 1,000. Has to be separate because I can't mix it because I'll lose count of what brass is yours. Reload it and send it back to you. It's good. I don't have to pay that.
Huh. Okay. But let's say I sent you, let's say, 3 buckets full of brass, and then you mix that brass with somebody else's brass,
Mm-hmm.
then you've got to pay taxes on it.
Yep.
Ah, now I got you. That seems like double taxation and bullshit to me.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, I mean, but you also have to think, paying sales tax for vehicles, used vehicles, is double taxation.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
You
Well,
know,
it's the same thing they do with farmers. You know, they buy cows. They have to, or cattle, whatever.
sales tax on that. Yep.
Yeah, you get a tax on that. And then if you decide to sell the manure, you have to pay a tax on the manure that you're selling
Mm-hmm.
that came out of that animal. If you sell the meat from those animals, you have to get taxed on that as well. So where do you come out on top in all this?
You don't.
Yeah, apparently.
You don't.
Apparently. Yeah,
Now,
people wonder why prices are so high on every fucking thing we buy.
yep.
Oh well. What can we do?
There's a lot of stuff we could do, but none of it is. Well, I guess it is constitutional, but
Oh yeah, it's constitutional, but You know, where do we draw lines? I mean,
But
we love living in we love living in a capitalist society, but
well,
there has to be some kind of lines drawn somewhere, dude.
well, we can live in a capitalist society, and that's perfectly fine. It's just the taxing that
Yeah.
is out of this world. So
Have you ever
go ahead.
have you ever seen Freedom to Fascism?
No.
You need to look that video up and watch it. It is an absolutely amazing video, and then they go through and they show you all the places where you're getting taxed for no reason, and tells you the exact taxes that you're paying and what you're paying them for. And you would be absolutely surprised how many taxes the normal person pays that makes no sense whatsoever.
So I have looked at some stuff like that in the past, and basically, for every dollar you spend, if I remember this correct, I think it's like 60 or 70% of that goes to taxes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and in my opinion, there should not be a income tax. Period. I mean, it's unconstitutional. An income tax, federal. Let me get this. Let me put this out there. Federal income tax is unconstitutional.
Yes.
It's a direct tax against your income.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we were fighting against. 1776, a federal income tax. You know, a direct tax on your income is unconstitutional, and yet we all pay it. Why do we pay it? Because if we don't pay it, somebody's going to come knock on our door and take everything we own. What's the alternative to that? Well, you don't pay them. Then you go to court over it. And believe it or not, there have been several people that's went to court and have beat the IRS over that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no law saying that you have to pay federal income taxes.
No, there isn't. Just, a guy standing behind you blackmailing you. And that's what it is. It's extortion. It's blackmail.
But you have to have enough cojones and pocketbook to fight it.
Yep, and most people don't. And that's how they get away with it.
Right. Yep. So far this month, I have the company has made $110. But I've the primer's coming tomorrow. That's already bought and paid for. I'm going to be having a bullet shipment that I'm going to send a check out for. So I'll have a loss. I'll be back in the negative again. So.
Well, I'm hoping you get this thing up and going the way you need it to, man. You've got to be getting close to struggling right at this point.
What do you mean struggling?
Keeping your head above the water line.
Well, I mean, so I have about 12,000 into it. I just paid insurance this year on Friday for this year of so in case something goes out and let's say a squib or something gets double charged, which the way the machine's set up, it's not going to happen. But just in case, all that is covered. That was $1,400. That is by far the biggest expense I have.
That's good.
To cover but the thing is to cover that up, I have to sell between 40 and 45,000 rounds this year, just to break even on that.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's your assignment for this week. Buy ammunition for Foose.
So right now I have maybe about 900 to 1,000 rounds loaded right now. As I said, I wanted to order some primers earlier, but I was traveling last week, so I had to order them middle of last week, so I'd get them this week. So those are going to be coming in, and I'll be able to load 7,000-ish, something like that, rounds. And then I'm going to be using some of that money. I'm going in with some people, buddies of mine are needing bullets, so we're doing a group buy. I think we're doing like, I don't know, 14,000 bullets. So that'll be coming in upcoming weeks. So.
And what are you making now? Just 5.56?
No,
9?
just 9mm, 125 grain.
That's
I do
weird.
Why?
Well, most 9s are like 124. So.
Right. Well, for USPSA, 125, 124 is about the same. This next order, I am going to have some 147s. I'm going to go ahead and develop a load for that. So once everything is squared away, I will be able to buy a top end for my press and also have a 147 offer.
Cool deal. Cool deal. Well, normally in my 9s, my carry rounds anyway are the 124s. So I think that's in my opinion, and like I said, this is just my opinion. I think 124 grain is pretty much optimal for self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
It's heavy enough to do some serious damage, and it's slow enough to where it's chances of over penetration lower quite a bit. Fast enough, so low over penetration slows down quite a bit.
So my rounds, out of my 5-inch barrels, they come out at 1,050 feet per second. So they are subsonic.
Okay.
Just barely.
So are you going to make any standard pressure rounds in the future? Is that your plan, or
no?
No, just going to stay subsonic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's standard pressure.
Oh, well.
It's just subsonic because NATO is 124, moving at 1,100.
Yeah.
Which just breaks the sound barrier.
Well, I hope it all works out for you, buddy. I can't wait till you get up there and start making, 357s and 45s, and you'll get there.
I don't. So I was talking with another guy that does a similar business, actually the exact same business, earlier today, and I would have to get another machine for the 45 because the large primer, small primer issue. So,
yeah. Honestly, I would love to see the day come for you when we can go to the local gun shop and pick up your ammunition right there at a decent price.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
Yes, it would.
If it makes it to the shelves over there, that would be my only job then.
Yeah, well, I got a feeling that if you got it on the shelves at work, you would officially have hit the big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then you have national sales.
But you also have to think, PSA and a lot of brick and mortar stores, they don't want to deal in reloads.
Oh no.
They're like, oh no, because they say it's more of a not hazard, but a liability. but I don't see that because I'm insured. So it would come back to mine. I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. It is what it is, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And then, right now, like you said, you're dealing with reloads. In the future, it probably won't be reloads you're dealing with. I mean, eventually, you're going to get to the point where you're going to be wanting to use brand new brass to make your own brand, put it out there, and you know.
So I have looked into that brand new brass to make it anywhere economical. I would have to buy like multiple 55 gallon drums at a time.
Yeah.
Like if I go to Starline and say, "Hey, I want," it'd be like 1 million pieces of brass.
Hmm.
So.
Yeah, and I can imagine the expense behind that is not cheap.
If you could, that probably come down to about maybe 4 to 5 cents per.
I just realized something. This has become a Foose interview that wasn't planned.
Hey, there we go.
You're
Shit
welcome.
happens.
Yeah, yeah. An impromptu Foose interview. I'll take it. I'll take it. But I do have other links out there, guys. Believe me, I didn't even know Foose was going to be around tonight. So, hey, Hottie, how are you, sir? But no, this was completely unscripted and unplanned. But hey, if it works, we're going to run with it. At least until somebody else shows up.
There. Now we can actually do a correct interview.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. Yes. So my interviewee tonight is the founder of SAA Ammunition.
What?
SSA.
SAA. What
Hey, I've had a long day. I'm tired. Leave me alone.
Don't you know you need to do your research before you start interviewing people? Come on.
Well. I could tell them some of the stuff you sent me, and then they'd really get to know you. That would do one of two things to your career. That one would love it. Other ones would probably frown.
That would probably force me to really go whole hum on the ammo manufacturing.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, me and Foose, we send each other different things. We're buddies basically, and he'll see something he'll think I like, and he'll ship it to me, and I'll do the same thing with him. And some of the stuff that we've sent each other would not be nice to see in polite company, which we are not polite at all. We're both assholes, but that's why we get along so well, I think. Speaking of assholes, have you talked to Trey?
I have not talked to him recently.
Neither have I. In fact, I haven't spoken to him much since that last interview I did with him. You ought to see if you could ship some of that ammo to him and let him do a video on it, a test and review video.
So, Travis already has some. Travis P11.
Okay.
So he did a review, and there were some people saying that, they don't trust him anymore because they got the ammo for free and all that stuff, and he didn't. He paid, even showed receipts and all that stuff. But I'm not going to do T&E because I want If someone shoots my ammo and there's an issue with it, I don't want them to think that they're not going to do a review or they're not going to do a crappy review on the ammunition. If the ammo, if someone runs it and the ammo doesn't work, I want to know about it so I could fix it.
Exactly.
So far, I'm good. I've burned through, since I got the press set up, I've burned through multiple thousands of rounds. I got 13,000 rounds of my own stuff before anything went out the door. I got it sitting here behind the couch. It's practice ammo.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Out the door.
That's the thing, man. You're straight up, and you're a straight shooter, and what is this?
I don't know. I can't see you because I'm sharing the screen.
Well, no, you sent me something, and I'm afraid to open it because
that okay.
Yeah. Anyway, no, I'm not going to open that during the show because I got a feeling that probably wouldn't be good. Anyway, what was I saying? That was very distracting.
About taking responsibility. And,
yeah. You're straight up. You're a straight shooter, and you're one of these people. If somebody had a problem with your product, you'd want to know about it. Hey, Gary, how are you, sir? And that's what I respect about any person out there that's especially trying a business. Me myself, if I was doing something, whether it would be on YouTube or my channel here or whatever, if I'm doing something that someone don't like, hey, tell me. I'll do what I can to fix it. You can't fix a problem if you don't know there's a problem there to fix.
Correct. And I was talking to another company today, and I was like, how do you deal with shipping and stuff? Well, he works for his company, and he is actually using his company's shipping discounts for his business. He's giving, he's reimbursing the company, so the company's not out, but that's how he's able to do $20 shipments for 1,000 rounds where mine's 40. He suggested that I up my prices to $20, or $20 $100. Wait, no. Yeah, no, crap. Wait, no, go $10. Yeah, $20 $100. Crap, I can't think. So 1,000 will be $200, and then just do a flat rate $20 shipping on it. So if the shipping is less than $40 for 1,000, I'm ahead. If it's more, I'm behind. That is one way to look at it, but I don't want to do that because I want the actual shipping to be the actual shipping. I don't want to make or lose money on shipping.
No, you want the product to stand on its own, and that's
right.
that's respectable.
Yeah, and I plan on going to Watermaker. Anybody who wants to go to Watermaker, if they want orders, I could deliver it right there, and it bags of either 500 or 1,000. 500 will be $85. 1,000 will be $170. So that's my bulk price because I don't have to pay for boxes or anything like that. It's the bags that the ammo comes in, and be done with it.
There you go.
So,
and here's the thing. Anybody that's giving P11 flack over anything apparently does not know Travis.
Oh, yeah, I
I
agree.
mean, if you're giving Travis flack over a review that he does, then you don't know him because he's not going to give a product a good review if he don't stand behind the product. That's just not who he is. Um, if I was a company and I wanted to make sure I got a good review, the last person I'd send the crap to would be P11 because he's going to be straight up and honest. That would be like sending product to Matt Hansen and saying, "Hey, I'm going to send this to you. I want to see what what you think about it. Give us a good review." Well, Matt's going to try it out, and if he don't like it, he's going to get on his YouTube channel and he's going to say what he thinks. And if it pisses him off and they start badmouthing him, he's going to make a fuck you video, and that's going to be the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that's the way pretty much all of us are. I mean, me, Ghost, you, P11, Matt, we're straight up. I mean, if we like something, we're going to say we like it. If we don't like something, well, we're going to tell you why we don't like it. And that's the way it should be. And speaking of Travis, I didn't even know he was out there in the chat. Hey, Travis, how you doing,
Mm-hmm.
sir? So here I am plugging a dude, and he's sitting out in the chat. I
Hey,
thought
hey,
you
hey,
were
hey.
in bed.
I mean, if you're plugging them, that's your own issues.
Yeah, well, you know.
But not, no. I mean, he's a great guy. He's straight up. He'll say what he says and go on from there.
Yeah. I'm still waiting on the tabletop review of the tabletop. But, other than that, I don't have a problem with anything he's ever done.
Yeah.
But, anyway, we're being rude.
Hey,
Gary,
Gizzard.
how are you, sir?
I'm pretty good. How about you, gentlemen?
I'm tired. I'm finally getting a day off tomorrow after a long week and very happy about that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You gonna go shooting?
No, I went shooting tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got off work tonight at 5 and I didn't leave till 7. So I put some rounds down the range tonight.
What'd you shoot?
Oh, let's see. The Wyndham, the pistols, the MP Shield. Put some rounds through the 22. I had a good old time. But I discovered something about myself that I pretty much already knew. I'm a hell of a lot better shot with a rifle than I am a pistol.
Most people are.
Yeah, me too.
Pistols are the hardest thing to conquer.
Yeah. Well, one of the range guys was helping me out a little bit tonight, and he told me, he says, "Look, the mistake you're making is you're holding the gun so that it's comfortable to you." And he says, "This is going to sound weird, and it's going to feel weird, but if you'll hold it like this," and he showed me how. And he said, "If you'll hold it like this," and it really did feel weird. He said, "You will find that your shots start tightening up." And I was like, "Okay, well, I'll try this." And he was right. It just did not feel like a natural way to hold a gun, but the shots started tightening up. He was right. So, there's something to it, you know. And I'm 46 years old, and I don't stop learning. If I think that one of the guys at work can teach me something, I'm going to learn. I'm going to listen. I want to know how to improve. I want to know how to get better. Even at my age, I'm, like I said, 46. I would like to become the best pistol shot I can become, given my experience level. And as I get older, I will get better. So that's one thing about shooting that people do not understand. it's one of those wonderful things in life that you can do and continue to get better at it, even into your 50s, 60s, 70s, and even 80s. Because
I
you
intend
always,
to keep doing it.
oh, yeah, so do I.
May not be any good at it, but that's not going to stop me from shooting.
Oh, no. I mean, I want, like I said, I want to become the absolute best that I can become because there's no telling when the day and the time may come where I have to use those skills in a self defense situation. And that's just not me, that's all of us.
See, that's the greatest benefit about practice. Not only is it lots of fun, but you might put it to use later on in life.
You might have to be used.
And even if you don't, well, you got to have all that fun shooting your entire life. So, you know.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's the thing. And today was the first day that I got the 22 out and actually shot it. And I was so excited to pull the trigger on that gun for the first time. And I think when the day finally comes, when I get a new gun and I'm not excited about shooting it, that'll be about the day I just hang it up. Because to me, every new gun is like a new toy to a kid. I'm excited. You get that little tinge of expectation all day long. You're holding it until you get to the range, and then when you're finally there and you pull that trigger for the first time, you're like, okay, yeah, I like this.
So I am like that 90% of the time. There are some guns that I shoot or I've bought and I'm like, I really don't want to shoot it or don't have a huge desire to shoot it because I look at it as more of a historical aspect of how
Oh
the
well,
action
yeah, I
works.
can see that.
Well, I'm not talking about that because it's 100 years old or whatever. It's because whenever whenever I buy a gun, if it's not for USPSA, um, just it's usually a bolt action rifle or something that has a different type of action that I think is interesting.
Oh well, um, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But for me, I won't buy a gun if I'm not excited by the gun. If there's not something about the gun that says, okay, yeah, I really want this. I really want to shoot this. That's that's just not something I'd buy. Um,
So Travis said in the chat, sorry to swap stuff around, but
no, that's fine.
he said once his range dries out, he'll be testing the accuracy. Um, I could routinely go um, 6 out of 7 rounds um, on a 50-yard plate rack. So, I mean, I know that's a lot of the shooter and stuff, but the ammo is perfectly accurate.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like what I was talking earlier. You know what the stuff will do, and mileage is going to vary. You know, um, not everybody's going to get the same accuracy because not everybody lives in the same climate you do, and you realize that you're a smart
Yeah.
guy.
Oh yeah.
So, uh, anything and everything can have an effect on bullet accuracy. Wind,
Right.
humidity,
Yeah,
air
but
temperature.
right, but you're talking about 50 yards and in all that stuff isn't going to matter. And,
Well, no.
if your bullets flying at 700 feet per second versus the 1100 feet per second, you're still not going to have any issues.
Well, this is true. But, just, You're gonna get those bad reviews, and just don't take it too hard when you do, brother. That's all I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah.
There's gonna be some guy out there that don't like something because there's always somebody out there that don't like something. Hey, good night, Travis. You have a good
Travis.
night, and don't work too hard tomorrow, brother. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
All except for the fact he's going to go to school tomorrow and use his Travi powers to brainwash poor, helpless, defenseless children. But that's okay.
Yeah, but he's going to teach them about guns.
I would love to be a fly on the wall and hear him talk about guns in his classroom. That would be hilarious.
Me too.
I would like to. I would just like to be in his class sometime and just laugh at him. That'd be fun.
That would be kind of hilarious, wouldn't it? You jackass.
What?
No, I was thinking about it. Just sitting in the back of the class heckling him the whole time. Turn his back, throw spitball at him.
So Seven Wonders, is talking about Blazer puts out a lot of smoke, which they do.
But Blazer puts out good ammunition though. It's
Blazer
smoky
brass.
and it's not real clean, but you know what? The stuff's accurate.
Yeah, it is.
And then MagTech is better in the lower dollar range, which is true. I mean, MagTech is good ammo.
Yep, I've shot a mini of MagTech's Blazer, and Blazer's is CCI. CCI makes the Blazer stuff. So.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know that. Yes, the people that makes your the greatest 22 ammunition in the world also makes Blazer ammo. So,
and in my opinion, they make the best primers. CCI primers, like very few of them fail. They're awesome. Like I legit, out of all the rounds I have shot, I could only remember maybe 2 actually dead primers. So.
I was using, what was I using that? Mostly Federal Lightnings. That's what I was mostly firing through the 22 tonight. I had somebody give me like 700 and some odd rounds of this stuff. And that's the reason I bought the 22 to begin with, was because somebody gave me a bunch of bullets and said, well, now you got the bullets, you need a rifle to shoot them. So, how do you get Ellis to buy a gun? You give him bullets. I'll buy a gun to fit it. I'll guarantee you I will buy the gun to fit it eventually. And no, Gary, I've already got 9mm, so don't be buying me a Glock.
Well, I believe there's other things that'll shoot 9mm besides Glock.
Exactly.
And I don't own a 9mm Glock either, so.
Neither do I.
Well, see, there's hope for both of you.
I've actually never owned a Glock.
Neither have I, and I never will. We had that conversation today, by the way. Me and someone, and they asked me, so if somebody gave you a Glock, would you take it? I said, well, if somebody gave me a Glock, that's a different ballgame because I didn't buy the Glock. If you want to give me a Glock, sure, I'll take it. I ain't stupid, but I ain't going to waste my money buying one. Well,
it's not a waste of money.
Let me rephrase that. I'm not going to spend the money to buy a Glock because I'm just not a fan. But if somebody decided to buy me a Glock, heck yeah, I want to take it. And yes, I'd shoot it.
I'd shoot it a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know how often I'd shoot it, just because, I'm so invested in the CZs, even down to my carry gun, I don't want to possibly have a different different feeling or get a different
Yeah,
training scar or like go out there and have fun. That's fun day at the
yeah,
range is fine.
exactly. And Rich, for your information, I have went on record more than once of saying Glock makes some of the best damn magazines in the world. I have never once said anything negative about a Glock magazine. Just because I don't like the way the pistols feel in my hands does not mean that they don't make a good product. Uh, the Glock makes excellent stuff. They're tough as nails. They're they as accurate as they need to be and as durable as anything else on the market. Probably in a lot of cases more. But as far as the magazines go, they probably make some of the best magazines of any company out there. Period. So it's the guns that I have the issue with, not the magazine. And the only reason I have the issue with the guns is because I don't like the way they feel in my hand.
Yeah, I don't like the squareness off of them, the grip angle, and that doesn't bother me because you start shooting it and it becomes natural. I mean, as long as you take and uh, you put the sights where you want to hit and the you pull the trigger straight back, it's going to go where it needs to go.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, this whole thing goes, oh, I can't shoot, X gun because I've been shooting Y gun forever. That's a bunch of bullshit. That means all that means is you don't know the fundamentals of shooting because you line the trigger, the sights up, and you pull that trigger straight back, which is what you should be doing. That round is going to go where your sights were pointed.
Exactly. Every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's something I'm having to work with now. I've noticed that with bigger pistols, I'm a whole lot more accurate, and I can keep my groups tighter with a bigger pistol than I can something like my shield.
Yep. And the reason of that is because your offhand has more frame to grab onto.
Maybe.
So you could grab tighter and have a tighter grip. And so any imperfections in your trigger pull can be counterbalanced.
But it's just it's a practice thing. It's that simple. It's a practice thing.
Yep.
And the more I shoot it, the better I'm going to get. Yeah, it's pretty
Well,
simple.
are
Practice
you
makes
talking
perfect.
about your 1911 or what are you shooting?
No, I was talking about the shield tonight.
Okay.
It's a smaller gun, and the 1911 I'm fairly accurate with that. I'm pretty close to perfect with the 1911. With the shield, I've noticed that my rounds are going left of the target.
Okay.
So, you know, um, even with my Springfield, when I had the XD, I was, pretty much dead center with that. But it was a 4-inch barrel, longer grip, bigger gun all around. So when you go from a bigger gun to a little gun, I've noticed that that's where my problem is mostly lying. So once I get used to shooting the little guns and get as good with them as I do the big guns, then I'll be happy. And when I say big and little, I'm talking about a full size versus a compact frame pistol.
So you're thinking, I'm not going to say it. But yeah.
Spit it out.
Oh, I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Okay. Please don't.
Yeah. Anyway,
I
so-
haven't got a major channel strike and don't intend to start tonight.
oh no, I wasn't. No, I wasn't going to be bad. But like whenever I shoot 1911s, like if I just do like pure target accuracy one round and like I'm not shooting fast or anything, I'm basically hole in hole. But the issue I have is whenever I start the faster I shoot. Well, I mean, even whenever I do, just try to get the hole in hole, um, no time pressure. Uh, I grip the gun so tight, and I'm so used to my CZs having the really tall frame.
Yeah.
Uh, all my quote unquote traditional type slides, I I will stop the slide before it goes home, so it'll be out of battery, and that's not a good thing.
No, it's really not. Speaking
So
of CZs, I got to put my hands on a Shadow 2 today. Target
yeah,
model.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I
Oh my god.
I have two Shadow 2s. They're not target models, but they are. I mean, they're slicked up a little bit. Springs here, disconnector. That's it. And the only reason I did disconnector is because the two guns I had, their reset was ever so slightly different, enough to that I noticed. So I put the same disconnector in it just to clean that up and get them the same. Like if you put the guns into my hand and close my eyes, or if I close my eyes and you put a gun in my hand, I could not tell you which gun I was shooting. They feel the same. Everything's identical between the two of them, except for the color of the grip. So.
Well, I tell you what, the only problem I would have with that gun and all is it had blackout sights. I'm not a fan of blackout sights.
Black rear?
Yeah, black rear and front. I think it has.
Okay. So mine has fiber optic front.
Oh, okay.
So whenever you're out there shooting, your eyes, if it, out to about 20 yards, I a lot of times 20 yards is maybe between 15 and 20 yards, depending on it. That is whenever I switch from target focused to front sight focused.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I'll do that. So having that green, it brings your, just a different color in there, so you could line up where all your sights are and stuff. So
Yeah. But no, like I said, that was the only issue I had with that gun at all. I love SIGs anyway. And I was torn for the longest time over the last couple of weeks, whether or not I was going to pick up a SIG this week or the Walther,
which Walther?
the PPQ, 4-inch PPQ, M2, if you're wondering. Not the match, by the way.
So whenever it comes to Walther, I know nothing about them.
I know that they feel absolutely amazing in my hand, and I've heard some great reviews on them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm, Ghost is actually one of the ones that got me interested in the Walthers. And then I finally got my hands on one, and it was like, oh, I like this. So what I'm doing is this week I'm going to buy a PPQ in 45 ACP with night sights. So
So I don't understand. I have a gun with night sights, and another buddy of mine and I were talking about it, and he said that night sights are just trash because of this. If you need light to see if you need something on your sights to see your sights, you can't see what's beyond it, because if you have a light on your gun or exterior light or something like that, your index should be good enough to get the gun up and in front of your face. So you'll have the blackout of the sights itself to align up to your target. So and the more and more I think about it, the more and more I realize he's right. This whole, the tritium night sights and stuff like that, it's bullshit. Because if you can't see beyond the front of your gun, you're not going to be pulling the trigger anyway.
Well, this is true, but I am, like I said, 46 years old. My eyes aren't nearly as good as they used to be,
Mm-hmm.
especially in low light areas. So, and maybe it's just me trying to compensate for something else, But I like the night sights. Do they actually help my accuracy? Yeah, I'd say yes, they do. That contrast. I got 3 dots sitting there saying, okay, I need to have these dots this far apart and this one here and lined up. And once they're lined up and they're even, I know I'm on target. All I got to do is pull the trigger. I acquire the targets much easier that way. Now, like I said, maybe that's just me compensating, but I can't really sit here and honestly say that I can do as well with standard blackout sights because I don't think I could.
Okay.
I just don't have the confidence to say that I could do that with a standard set of blackout sights with the way my eyes are now.
Okay.
20 years ago? Oh, hell yeah.
So, have you thought about having black rear with a different colored front?
I've
Just
tried that.
Okay.
I've tried that. It
Because
just doesn't seem to work as well.
all right. Because for me, I'm so used to having a green fiber in front and a blacked out rear that whenever I am in my concealed carry gun, that's what I have because that's what my eye is so used to. Like I was sitting there and just grabbed my concealed carry. It feels a little different because it's a compact shadow compact. I mean a CZ compact. It's not there's no Shadow 2 in it, so the grip is a little bit different, but 95% of it feels the same.
I don't know. Maybe like I said, it could all just be in my head or I'm compensating for something. But to me, personally, I just think that it helps my shot placement. It helps me be a better shot. In a defensive situation, we're talking feet here, not yards. We're talking feet.
Mm-hmm.
7, 8, 9, 10 feet.
So 7, 8, 9, 10 feet. I'm not using sights. Period.
Yeah, in a defensive situation, you're not. You're pulling that gun up, you're putting it toward target, and you're pulling the damn trigger, and you're hoping for the best.
Well, no, it's not hoping for the best. Your index is good enough.
Yeah,
you're good.
So the only time I would really use the sights is if I'm taking a shot at a target that is at a distance. And hey,
So right now at about 15 yards, if I remember correctly, this gun is shooting about 2 or 3 inches low. I really need to go and print this gun on paper, my concealed carry, and really dial it in. Maybe get a new front sight and get it lower.
Yeah, I think that's something everybody needs to do is figure out exactly where their gun is hitting at a set distance.
Well, I need to get this compact hitting at the same. I mean, everything's identical to my competitions because I'm so comfortable at that, and I know from muzzle to, I know at least 50 yards where I need to hold for that. So I need to make sure my concealed carry gun has the same because that's what my mind's just going to go and do that. at the different yardage.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Um, I guess when you're doing the competition shooting like you do, and then do as much as you do, you expect your guns to all act, shoot, and feel the exact same way. It's like for me, if I go from carrying the let's say the 1911 to the GP 100 or the SAR to the M&P, the Shield.
Mhm.
Each of those guns have a different feel,
Yep.
and none of them shoot the same way.
Uh-huh.
They don't all hit the same way. But in your situation, and I understand what you're saying, you want
Yep.
all of your guns to shoot in the exact same spot at the exact same distance, whichever gun you grab.
So even whenever it comes to different guns, I still want them to, with the same sight picture, hit in the same spot. How the gun feels in my hand, I could really care less, because back to what we were talking about earlier. If you put the sights on where they need to be for that accuracy you're looking for, and you pull that trigger straight back, it's good. So as long as your sights are hitting and you know where they're hitting for every gun, not be like, oh, I'm carrying the Smith today, so I need to line the 3 dots up instead of the top of the dots. Of course, out to 50 yards, that's not going to be much of a difference. Like 20 yards, you may be looking at 3-4 inches, but sometimes 3 or 4 inches may count. Hopefully, it wasn't at that range, but you never know. That's why you got to know where your gun hits all the way out.
Yep.
50, 60, 70 yards. Maybe even go out to 100, and you'll be surprised how often you can hit a human size chest area at 100 yards. It's not that difficult.
Well, maybe not for you, but
No. So there was a guy. He was an older gentleman. I'd say, mid late 60s, and he had just getting into firearms, because he did have someone break in, and he was defenseless. So he went out and bought him a pistol, and he was at the range shooting, and I could tell that he wasn't comfortable. So I changed what I was going to practice, and I went to the bay right next to him. And about 20 minutes in, he heard me shooting and stuff like that, and he's seen me step back and taking some longer shots, and he came over and asked me, he's like, I'm new to this. Do you mind helping me out? Absolutely, let's go. And I spent 2.5 hours with him. He ran out of ammo, so I just started giving him my ammo. He probably burned 300-400 rounds of my ammo that day. And before the end of the day, I'm like, okay, I got him shooting out to 25, 30 yards. Pretty good. I'm like, just for shits and grins, we have, let's take one full mag. Let's go over this rifle range. And at the end of it, it's about 91, 95 yards, something like that. 99, 95 yards. I have a 2/3 size silhouette down there. And I was like, all right, aim at the neckline. So put your rear sight up with the shoulders, and then put your front sight flat with it, right there on the neck. And I just want you to concentrate on that and pull the trigger. Don't concentrate on the trigger. Just concentrate on the front sight and just pull the trigger. First round, dang. I was like, all right. And he was giddy. He was jumping around. I was like, all right. Now, forget about that one. Put your sights exactly where they were again. And he hit it again. I went, all right, now go have fun. And he hit it like 3 more times out of 10 rounds. So he hit it like 5 or 6 times, almost 100-yard shot. So it's not difficult as long as you concentrate and do what you need to do. The guns are mechanical accurate enough.
Yeah. It just, be surprised what you can do when you put your mind to doing it. So, even with firearms. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, G-Webs has just went live, so we're going to get off here.
Oh, crap.
Not going to try to step on his toes any tonight. Anyway, I've got an announcement to make. Speaking of G-Webs, guys. I've got several guys and gals out there that donates to my Patreon. What I'd like you to do is for a couple months, just for a couple months, if you're donating to my Patreon, cancel your donations to me and go give them to G-Webs. At this point in time, he needs all the help he can get. And I think that we can all afford to get, and I'm willing to give mine up for him. That's not an issue for me. Hey, go give G-Webs if you're donating to me and him both. Take my other dollar or whatever you're donating to me and just ship it over to G-Webs. I would be much appreciative. And that's going to do more for our community than giving it to me. Honestly, it really will. Just support him in any way you can. Go over to gear websites, buy some stuff. We're coming up on a point in time right now where we might be in for a fight, a big one, in the next several years when it comes to the Second Amendment. And it's going to be guys like G-Webs who's going across the country, preaching Second Amendment to everybody. That's going to make the difference. So guys, if you haven't became a Patreon to G, go do that. If you're giving to me, don't feel obligated to do that. Go ahead and take those dollars and ship them over to G instead. He's a great guy. He does more for the Second Amendment community than most of us has ever thought about doing, honestly. He's an advocate for guns. He's an advocate for gun rights. We need to support him. So, with that being said, I'm going to run this through my panel real quick. Gary, you got anything to say, buddy?
Hey, not a whole lot. Thanks for the invite, and I definitely echo the sentiments about supporting G-Webs. In fact, I was on Match Chat earlier, and I went ahead and contributed $5 to the TYMP Pistol Project because he's donating it all to G-Webs. Plus, you got a chance to win. I think there's 3 different silver bullets they're giving away.
Yep. At least 3.
So you get to give all that money because it's all going to G-Webs, every penny. Plus, you get a chance of winning a silver bullet. You can't beat a deal like that. Plus, I do support him along with Ellis. I support them both on Patreon. So,
yeah, I'm also a Patreon supporter at, I can't remember what level it is. I think like $20 or $30 a month, something like that. But I've been a long time supporter of G-Webs, and that man has a big place in my heart.
He's
definitely instead of saying anything about my channel or my stuff, yeah, definitely go donate something, buy something from gear websites. Like Ellis said, they've got a lot of cool stuff there. I've got a ton of it. I wouldn't mind buying some more. You guys, let's buy them out.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Anyway, Foosha, what you got to plug, brother?
Sport Shooters Ammunition.
There you
go. Hook me up on Facebook. Gun channels or Sport Shooters Ammunition. That's 3 S's. Sport Shooter with an S and ammunition@gmail.com. Hook me up and get your fill of ammo. So
we'll do. I'm probably going to end up making an order with you here in the next little while.
All right.
Be expecting it. Be expecting it.
Sounds good.
Anyway, guys, remember what I said. Go support G. He needs all the help he can get. He's live now. Go over and say hello to him. God bless each and every one of you. I love you all. Good night, guys.